Right, go.
What's going on, people? Welcome back to the channel. Kagey is here for a little match preview of Leeds United versus Manchester United this Sunday. And I got with me a great guest today, one of my old podcasting brothers, Rhodri Giggs. How you doing, mate?
Yeah, I'm all right. Kagey, you all right?
Yeah, man, all good. Looking forward to the game this weekend. Obviously, with all that's been going on this weekend, I want to get your views on what's happened with the fallout of this week. I think it's been... Well, I've got my opinion on it, and I haven't said nothing about it really until this preview today. So we'll let the people know all about that. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, subscribe to the channel, like the video, share the stream. You know what to do. So, Rod, we're talking about, as people know, you Mr. Paddy Power. We're talking about the Super League and, well, the grand opening, grand closing of that Super League. What was your overriding feelings about it?
Well, we did shoot the defence on the Monday, this Monday. So we talked about it on there. It's kind of like I didn't really kind of think it would go through. I was thinking, what's going on here? It's ridiculous. So I didn't expect it to go through, but you know, it's just like it's just bad. It's just bad. It's just people going behind people's backs, and you know, but thinking that the fans will be okay. This like with non-competitive games. It's like it's just the Americans out of touch with the English game. Just that's all it is.
I mean, my overriding thing, and you know, obviously everyone had an opinion about it, and everyone felt something. But there was just for me, my main overriding thought was there was a lot of hypocrisy. Like, I mean, everywhere you look, there was something hypocritical said, whether it was Pep Guardiola talking about being competitive, whether it was Sam Allardyce talking about greed, whether it was Sky Sports talking about football's for the people, yet their packages are certainly not for the people, BT Sport, and you know, the list goes on. And I'm even talking about myself here as well, because the first thing I thought of was, well, if those 6 clubs are out of the league, then Leeds have got an even better chance of winning the league now. So for me, I was thinking happy days, but at the same time, I wasn't thinking, well, they're going to have Super League money. Rafinha, he's already in danger of leaving as we speak now. That Super League money would say bye-bye to players like Rafinha and anyone else that would be starring in the Prem. So I think everyone was looking at it from their own point of view, which is what happens in football anyway. I suppose that the other thing that shocked me was just the overall feeling from the fans that they didn't realise that football's been a business for how long now. Did that surprise you?
Yes and no. Like I said, I just straight away from the bat, I thought this is just ridiculous. It's not going to happen. Then obviously Gary Neville gets on his soapbox and he says what he says, so people get behind him.
Yeah,
they're all hypocrites to be honest. All of them. Even Sky Sports chipping in. You know, it's just. But you know, the most important people at this are the fans, and the fans spoke, and that's why it wasn't Gary Neville, it wasn't Jamie Carragher, it wasn't anyone else. It was the fans, voicing their opinion, getting together, and you know, it was a pretty quick turnaround. So you know, you got to give them credit for doing it.
Yeah.
Quickly, even though you hear Florentino Perez today spouting his crap. So
yeah,
I don't, you know, it's just. Yeah, it's just weird. It was never going to happen. Never.
You know what? The thing that made me think it was more likely to go through this time, when then all the other threats they've made, was the whole signing of contracts and the big banks that were behind it. So like, it didn't really matter if these fans cared or not. They would just get a new breed of fans from around the world. And also the whole thing about it being a Super League, they kind of like missed off the European bit, didn't they, for a lot of it? Which made me think they'd try and get into Miami from David Beckham and the biggest club in China, etc., make it really global.
I think they misjudged the power of the fans, you know, because the fans have just stopped the team buses coming into the ground, and there were no games. So that's really what happened at Chelsea. And then the players had to come, Peter Cech had to come out and actually speak to the fans, because they just sit there and they won't. You know, the police can't do anything when you're talking about thousands of people. You know, the police have got no chance. So. Yeah, it's just ridiculous. Just American billionaires just out of touch with this game. It's just Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
that's just the nail in the coffin now from all. I think they'll all, they'll all be in the bunkers for now. But yeah, I just don't see how they survive this one.
And what do you think about the possible punishments for the club? Do you agree that the 6 should be punished in some way?
I don't see how it could be a punish. It was like a 2 day of madness. It's 4 or 5 people getting together and getting other people in the club. By the sounds of it, some of them didn't really want to go in the first place. So yeah, all this will unravel. I'm sure it unravel, or will it? Because it's very, very difficult to keep things under wraps these days, and this must have been going on for 12 months. So to keep it under wraps for 12 months, they've done pretty good. So will there only be rats coming out of it?
Yeah. Well, it's yeah. I mean, it's like the whole thing as well with the FA, UEFA, and everyone just banding together. And it's been said so many times. We wish they could do it for stuff like racism, etc. But the other thing was for me is that if they did just say accept that these clubs were leaving, I think that they would say these clubs would come back to the FA and say, listen, here's some money. We're going to just continue playing in the league. You've still got us for TV. You might not get the strongest squad, but we're going to still be here. And I think they would have just been accepted back in the league anyway. Because at the end of all of this, the fans matter, but money talks the most. And I still think they would have had a route back in.
Yeah, I just like I say, Kagey, I couldn't see it happening. Like I say, fans not letting players get into the ground, it's just not going to happen. This is hundreds of years of history, and down the tube by what people who don't understand our game. It's just never going to happen.
Yeah, and the 2 games back in the Premier League where after the announcement happened was Ellen Road and Stamford Bridge, so they couldn't have picked 2 worse venues for people to gather.
It's like if you watch the American L at the NFL project where they've got they sacrifice home games to play London.
Yeah.
So that's what would eventually happen. So the home games wouldn't be played at Old Trafford. They'd be played in China or Mexico or America. Or,
Yeah, they do it as well. Yeah, they do it with NBA and NHL as well. They play different games in different countries.
So they're just out of touch, thinking that we would accept that when no, we won't.
Yeah. Okay, well, moving on. You recently did a show with, a podcast with James English, which was very well received from what I saw, where you just delved into everything that happened. We won't go over it here. If you guys want to see that interview, it's on James English's channel. But from compared to when I saw you talk about it with, was it GMTV or Good Morning Britain? You was way more relaxed. You just let the conversation flow. How have you been after the fallout from that? Because it's been positive messages from what I've seen.
We know what, Cage, with stuff like that GMT, and I don't feel comfortable with that. So I hate it for the days coming up to stuff like that. I hate doing stuff like that. So I get anxious, I get nervous, and I don't really. I'm not comfortable. So James English was sound. He's a good lad. He's just like yourself. You can sit and chat to him, and it was a comfortable setting. All that live TV. I just don't like it. So that was probably why it was a bit more comfortable and a bit more flowy.
And I think it gave people that would just assume stuff before and everything else like that. I think it gave them the real picture of what happened, because you only get 5 minutes on Good Morning Britain, whatever it's called, man. You only get like a few minutes on there, but here you managed to delve into everything, give the full background picture of everything of what you went through. And I think people appreciated you just being so candid about it. I mean, I certainly learned some details about the saga that I didn't know. So yeah, I think people just well received it from the information you was given.
Yeah, it was just honest. There was loads of stuff that I missed out as well, to be honest. When you chat and you forget about stuff, but there was loads of other stuff. But yeah, it was like I say, it was enjoyable. It was good to get to talk about it. Like, I'm not bothered about talking about it now. I can easily talk about anything. It doesn't really bother me anymore. So I can talk about it. If it bothered me, I won't be on social media, because whatever you put, you're always going to get someone dick or someone saying anything. It just doesn't bother me one bit. It just doesn't.
Yeah, man. Everyone knows that you're the better Giggs
But
brother.
then there's some stuff like the James thing. With some stuff, you always think, oh, you're always going to get negative stuff. But it was like the Paddy Power thing. It was just everything was really positive. So you always
Yeah, I mean,
you always get one or two, but the literally
always
96% was all like, it's really, really good. And the same what you said, really. So yeah, it was good. And some people said they took something from it. So if they take something from it and it helps them, then great.
Yeah, I mean, you mentioned Paddy Power as well. Have you guys got any plans to do a second collab?
I don't think so.
People love that first one. People still talk about that first one. So.
You can only play one gag once, but the guy keeps on getting arrested. Maybe I don't know. So I don't know. So.
Oh Lord!
But no, I'm still employed by him. Still work for him 2.5 years on. So I must be doing something right.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, obviously, we won't go into his latest thing. I mean, the Wales squads have been managed by someone different for the last how many squads now? So I don't know how he's still got the post.
Obviously, he obviously got an input, but the Welsh boys are a close knit squad, which he's built. Give him credit to which he's built, and he's got a good number 2, Robert Page, who's looking after the squad and doing a really good job. So. The Wales team will keep rolling because they're a good unit. They're a good team and they all play together. Yes, they've got Gareth Bale, but they're a good team, and that's why they've been doing so well.
Yeah, and they've got our Tyler Roberts too, and I know. How is he getting on for Wales? Because I don't really see Wales too much.
He's doing good. He doesn't really start, but when he does start, he does well. But when he comes on, he makes an impression and he makes a difference. So, yeah, I'm sure if he keeps on playing for Leeds, he'll get more games. But yeah, he's done all right. He's done really good, and he'll only get better.
Okay, I just want to speak about Jesse Lingard, and because I remember being on our podcast when what we was doing before, and I said at the time, and this was before his whole thing came out that the reasons why he wasn't in a good place, and I remember saying at the time, it's just not working at Manchester United. He needs to go somewhere where the spotlight isn't so bright, so he can just do his thing again. Because he was looking all withdrawn at Man United at that point, whether it's the stuff off the pitch or whatever it was. Now you see him flourishing at West Ham, and I mean he's flourishing big time. He's got his dancing boots back in the changing room, and he's looking good. What's your thoughts on Jesse Lingard?
It's a difficult moment with Jesse because I've not known Jesse, but I've known his dad for a long time. So I remember his dad speaking to me saying, "What should he do? I said, just keep doing what he's doing." Like going out on loan, doing well on loan, and then come back to Manchester United, and hopefully he'll do, which he did. But then he didn't really get a good run of games, to be honest. If you've been honest with him, he didn't really get a good run of games, and like it's a little change of scenery, and he's a top player. He is a top player. He'll score goals, but will he fit in our team right now? 100% he would. You could put him in a free midfield, no danger. But yeah, it's a difficult one. Would you take him back? I'd take him back every day of the week. But Jesse Lingard's a player that needs to play every week. Players can just come in and make a difference, but some games need to be playing, running a game need to be playing, and Jesse Lingard's one of them players. So I feel for him at the minute because he's doing tremendous at West Ham, but I'm pretty sure. No, he wants to be at Manchester United because he's a Manchester lad, and he's a Manchester United fan. So he's been here since 7, 8. He's been here from a young kid. So he went away, did it the hard way, went on loan to a number of teams, and then ended up coming back to United and doing well in United, doing well in England. And he's had a little dip and personal things which not most people know, but there's no doubt he's a talent, and no doubt.
I think his only issue. I think his only issue, if he went back to Man United, is that where he's been flourishing is off that left-hand side, and that's obviously where Marcus Rashford plays. So it's whether he'd want to just be a rotational player again, or if he wants to be the man like he is at West Ham.
No, I know, but he's a number 10. He grew up as a number 10. He grew up in the midfield. he didn't grow up as a winger on the left, on the right. Yes, he likes to go out on the left, but he can play in the middle. He's cute enough and clever enough to do that. It's just, will Ollie want him back? And we'll just have to wait and see. But
yeah,
he can only do what he's done.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure if United don't have him, I'm pretty sure a top 4 team would take him. A Chelsea, even a City might have a look at him. Would he go to City? I don't know. I'm pretty sure he won't.
I don't think you do business with Man City for that. I think you guys learned your lesson after the Tevez thing, right?
Yeah. Well, if someone doesn't want you and you've got Manchester City as champions coming to you, and you're a Manchester lad, it's difficult. Liverpool's a different situation because you're a Manchester United fan. He's not going to go to Liverpool, so.
We can't do Jesse Lingard yet. We're not there yet.
Yeah, Leeds is the same deal. Leeds and Liverpool. Yeah, it's a weird one. There's only Eric Cantona now, and that was just that was
cheers for that.
That was a phone conversation. So so Leicester possibly would be a good fit for him.
Yeah. I mean, imagine that.
Didn't want him.
Barnes, Maddison, Leicester
down the road, that'd be a good fit for him.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure West Ham. If West Ham want to keep him, but I'm pretty sure he'll have options.
He will.
He's done brilliant.
Yeah, the Leicester one's interesting though. Maddison, Barnes, Lingard. That would be some combination in the middle.
Yeah.
And Tielemans and Ndidi behind. I mean, Leicester have got a good team anyway. I think it's about time people give Leicester the respect as well, because they get left out of the top 4 conversations.
They do, but they need to. Jesse Lingard had strengthened the squad. They're not as strong as the squad as the big guys. Yes, they've got a good 11 team, but when you go to that 14, 15, 16, 17, it's considered weaker to the big boys, isn't it? But they've done fantastic. Do you think they'll stay in the top 4?
I do. I think so this time. I think they will this time. Because you know what? Even with the injuries that they've had this season, and they've had a lot. They really have had a lot of injuries. They've just had players that have just come in and plugged in and done a good job also. Like, and when Ndidi's out, they bring in Mendy in, and he's nowhere near the talent of Ndidi, and he's done brilliantly for them. James Justin, that's out now. They've got Castagna. They've got Ricardo back, getting back to full fitness. I think they'll be in the conversation, but they need more goals from elsewhere than Iheanacho at the minute. You know what I mean? They need to get a few more. Maddison needs to stay fit. Barnes is going to be coming back, so hopefully they do it. I hope them and West Ham do it, in all fairness, but we'll see what happens there. Well, do you think they're gonna drop out again?
I've got them in the top 4, and
okay,
and but looking at the last couple of weeks, look like Liverpool and Chelsea, but I picked them. City United, Leicester. I think I said Chelsea. Yeah. It's a tough one with Chelsea because they just don't concede many goals. Like, you know what I mean? If they're not scoring, they're not conceding as well. So it's going to be tough to get past Chelsea as well. That's what I mean. It's going to be such a good 4 for the race for the top 4. I think it's one of the most interesting in some time. Yeah.
So, and also, I mean, back when we was podcasting, my team Leeds, we were in the Championship, and I was always talking us up, wasn't I? I was always saying, look, we just get to the Premier League and we'll be more than all right. I think that we can outplay a few teams in that league. And you guys always like, Calvin Phillips, I think he's going to play for England. What's your assessment of Leeds United so far, Rod?
They're enjoyable to watch. It looks hard work to play for them, but they all seem to be on the same page and all seem to buy into it. So. Yeah, and they've got some good results and they've got some, bad results, but it's entertaining. There's always goals. I think the media go a bit over the top. For instance, like when they're getting beat at Old Trafford 6-2 and they're banging on about Leeds all game. So, it's but they're exciting to watch. They are exciting to watch, and they're only going to get better, really.
Yeah, I mean, I'm with you as well with the media thing. I've said it many times on my own platform. I tend to not listen to the pre-match build-up of games. I just get into the kickoff because we're either getting hyped up to the moon or people are just saying that we're just too naive to play football. But I mean, the stats as well. If you look at our stats for this year alone, 2021, I think we've conceded the fewest home goals at Ellen Road. You know, we've conceded a fewest home goals. So all that weak defensive stuff. Now we're getting our centre backs back fully fit. You know, Llorente's fitting like a glove. We got Robin Cup coming back. People are seeing that we are, you know, we can play defence sometimes. One issue that we got, and we saw it in the 6-2 game, from what I remember, was our midfield was just paper thin. You were just going through our midfield. You know, McTominay was looking like Rivaldo on that day. It was horrible. But yeah, I mean, but what do you make of Bielsa in the Premier League?
It's difficult really, because you know he's done such a good job with Leeds and the way he plays, but it seems to like it's just that way and no other way. But then again, he's changed it a couple of times. So
yeah.
So like I say, he's only going to get better. I'd like him to speak English. You know, he's been here a long time now.
He can speak English.
Pardon?
He can speak. Yeah, he can speak English.
Yeah, we'll do his interviews in English then instead of.
Rod, don't be one of these people. No.
But you know, if I go to Spain, I'll learn Spain and I'll speak in Spanish. I'm not going to be ignorant, and I'm going to at least attempt and learn. That's just my opinion.
Okay.
It doesn't just change me the opinion of a coach and of a person he is. It's just, you know, I'd rather he speak English. He's been here a long time now. Yes, he can speak English. He's probably not confident enough to speak English, but if you can speak it, because he's been here a long time now.
See. So in terms of the game, right? The last time we played each other, 6-2, and I tell you what, Rod, I don't remember much of the game. Like
I do. Do you want to
no. I don't want you to remind me. I tell you what happened. You know, as the goals were going in, and it was 3-4-0. I felt like I blacked out. It was like a bad dream. Like I was like, we've been building up to this after so many years. The players have been talking, saying they know how big it is, and we've put in a performance like this. I just couldn't believe what I was seeing at the time. And I would hope that the players have learned from that and just. I feel like
I think you've been a bit harsh. You know, they've come against United side that's torn to pieces, and you know they'll probably learn from that. And
yeah.
And be a bit more cuter and a bit more tighter and not be as open.
Yeah, I mean,
especially at Old Trafford. So.
Yeah, I mean, my thing, I thought that the guys got caught up in the occasion. Just looking at some of their faces, I thought that they got caught up in the whole Leeds versus Man United thing, and I think it lost them, a few of them, on the day.
You know, I know, but you still got to be realistic, Kagey. You know, you still come up from the Championship and we're Manchester United, so yeah, and it's at Old Trafford.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Did you not just see what we did to Manchester City away with 10 men?
That's different. It's different. What, you know, it's a different game. That's where you may have learned from United from that, and you know, it might be a totally different game and an open and not so open, and Leeds come away with a win. Because they've learned from that. We'll see how Bielsa's learned from the game. If it's any different, it's open and it's 6-2 again, then he's obviously learned nothing. But I'm pretty sure he won't be as open. And I'm pretty sure the players won't be as bad.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think that it will be a 6-2 again. And also, I mean, Tottenham aside, I think we've lost against Tottenham heavily. We've beaten Leicester away. We've got a draw at home against Chelsea. We've drawn again with Liverpool, beaten Man City away, drew with Man City at home also. So I think that the lessons have been learned and we know how to adapt in those games. We even adapted in a game versus Burnley at home because, you know, Burnley were just chucking the whole kitchen sink at us, big bruisers. And we just had to dig in that game and win that 1-0 also.
I think it's going to be, you know, United's record away from home is unbelievable. So,
yeah, and
Leeds need to be a bit more cagey at home if United are coming because the record speaks for itself.
Yeah,
you know, they do bet. They have, I think it's 20 odd games. They're not. on a run or not been beaten. So
yeah, it's big. Yeah,
so it's going to be difficult for Leeds, but I'm sure that can't wait to get stuck into, especially after the 6-2. If you get beat 6-2 against Manchester United, you want to put it right.
Yeah, they have to, man. They've got to do something right for this one. And I mean, for us, our biggest start at the minute is Rafinha. We don't know if he's going to be fit or not. That to me is a big thing of if we can win the match or not. Because even though we drew 1-1 against Liverpool, you could tell that we was missing a player like Rafinha. He's the X factor in our team, and he just makes everything tick, and his defensive contributions also. So for me,
he can carry the ball, and he's got good skills, and he's got lots of energy, and he can go either way. He's a good player. They do well to keep him in the summer, to be honest.
He'll be here. He'll be here. And I'm not. And I tell you why, Rod. I say it to everyone. I just don't think that he'll go on the basis that he signed from a Champions League club, and there's no way he would have expected European football. I do caveat that though with I don't know if he expected to do as well as he's done, but I'm hoping that he gives us another year as we get in like another 4 good players to complement him, because the quality drop off, with no disrespect to them, the quality drop off from Rafinha down to a few of the other players is quite big. So it's up to our recruitment to get players in order to keep him in the summer.
Yeah.
So I mean, on that basis, I mean, how do you feel like the game's going to go?
I still think it'll be open. I think it'd be a good game, but I still think United will win 3-1.
Well, that's nice of you, man. Yeah, Leeds United win 3-1. Yeah, I can see that. No. Okay, all right.
It could go either way. It could be 3-1 if Leeds have learned and Bielsa's this top coach that everyone's talking about, and it could well easily be 3-1. But United's record, no pressure really. Top 2 is secure.
Yeah.
And
it's also the thing as well. When we played Liverpool, they missed quite a few chances in the first half. And the type of chances that they were missing, if you have Cavani playing in his form, I think Cavani's going to probably stick those away. So we have to make sure you don't get those. But
Cavani or Greenwood,
Greenwood as well.
Them two are deadly in front of goal.
Yeah, good point. As we're speaking right now, the caveat is Rafinha. If Rafinha plays, I will say a 2-1 Leeds win. If you don't play, I will hope that we can get a 1-1 draw. I hope for a draw. That's horrible. I will say that I would think it's going to be a 1-1 draw because we'll have to be a bit more defensive.
Yeah, I'm going to go 3-1 either way.
Damn. Well, I hope it's to the Leeds United way, of course, but we'll have to wait.
I'm sure you do, but the record speaks for itself, and
and also
I can't see mighty Leeds beating us.
Oh wow! You know what? I hope this comes back to bite you, Rod. I hope this comes back to bite you. But you know what? You're talking about the league being wrapped up and everything like that. Do you think that you've got an outside chance of catching City, or do you think that's done and dusted?
No.
Yeah. Okay.
No. You're expecting them to lose 2 or 3 games, and if they maybe have got draw last night or got beat last night, maybe.
Yeah.
Because we would have been 5 points behind them if we got, but no. They're 11 points now, and there's like 6 games left. They'd have to lose 3 games, and they seem like a train at the minute. No one's stopping them. So, no.
Yeah,
they had that little blip, and that's all they needed. That wake up call. So
that's it. Yeah, I mean, not everyone can go to the Etihad and win. It's not easy. I tell you, it's not easy. But in regards to the Europa League, do you think that you guys can win that? Because at the moment, I see you guys as favourites for that trophy.
Yeah, it's just a worry with Arsenal. You see him play Arsenal in the final. A one-off game like we did against Old Trafford this year, and they beat us 1-0. So that would be the only worry. I can see us get to the final. Don't see Roma beating us in 2 legs.
No.
So, but I could see a good game in the final. Cagey one because we obviously know each other, but I still expect us to win. But they're Arsenal more capable of getting the result.
I would say also as well. I mean, Arsenal are probably favourites for that semi-final, but I wouldn't underestimate Villarreal.
No.
Yeah. I think that might be a factor at some point in this tie. And if they go through, I think that might be it. The whole Emery thing. If it was Villarreal without Emery, I would probably say Arsenal are just flat out favourites for it. But you've seen this happen before, haven't you? Where a manager that feels like he's been done wrong, he's got his team together, they're doing pretty well in the Liga. You just never know. So, but on your side, I definitely see you beating Roma over 2 legs, no problem. So, yeah, it's all about seeing who wins that second one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Be interesting.
Yeah, definitely. Well, Rad, is there anything that you want to plug before you go?
No, I said Leeds United will beat Leeds 3-1. We've gone through that, haven't we?
Yeah. You've gone for a 3-1 either way. I've gone for a 2-1 win if we got Rafinha.
Way to you happy, but it's gonna
You don't have to play to the host. It's fine. I can take it. I'm a big boy, man. So, but yeah, I've said 2-1 if we've got Rafinha.
Going half. I'm not going half the score of last time. 6-2, 3-1. So
Jesus Christ.
We'll go easy on you. We'll go easy in this time at all.
Honestly, man, that day was traumatic. You know, don't do this to me. Horrible day.
We've got to the big time. We're playing United. We're going to do them 6-2. See you later down the end. 62. What on you got on your pod?
That's exactly what I said though, Rad. When I know I said this on my recording because it was a one and done. I recorded my match review and just left it. I've never watched anything of it, but I know I said that in the review. I said after all of this is what they put out for us in our first game back in the Premier against Man United. I was just shell shocked, man. I just couldn't believe it. But
no, I'm pretty sure on the Monday and a few times they've used the film and they've learned from it. And they've probably got better from it. I'm pretty sure of that. And some of the players, like you said, have not turned up. I don't think that'll happen again, especially when they're at home. So, like you say, it won't be 6-2, it'll be 3-1, but it'll be closer. Okay,
fair enough. Rod, do you want to plug your social media?
Rod James Giggs.
And is that on everything? Twitter, Instagram, all of that, yeah?
Instagram, Rhodri2477.
Okay, nice one. Well, Rod, thanks for being on my channel today. It's been obviously a pleasure to talk to you. Easy to talk to you, man. And, all the worst for Sunday.
Yeah, cheers, pal. And don't be too down like you was in this one. Last one. Right, pal. See you in a bit.
I'll try not to. Thanks, everyone, for watching. Like and subscribe. Peace out.